Now on Sunrise, a quiet night in Minneapolis as the curfew comes to an end overnight. This as the Minneapolis Police Department faces a civil rights charge more than a week after the death of George Floyd.
And this morning, the memory of George Floyd alive on the south side of Minneapolis. We're going to take you to the large memorial in his honor in just a couple of minutes.
But first, we have breaking news just into our newsroom. St. Paul police investigating a homicide. Police tell us a person was found dead near the intersection of Hall Avenue and West Stevens Street overnight. No other information has been released. St. Paul police tell us they will share more details later this morning.
Another big story we're following is the weather and if we'll see another storm like yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. So take a look at some of these pictures that we're getting in from yesterday's storms. Yeah, just really amazing. Look at that hail right there. Tracy, hopefully things are a bit more calm today.
Yeah, it will be. I love some of those photos, some of those Mammatus clouds. Those are the clouds that kind of sink and look kind of like cartoons from the sky. Great photos. The rain has pushed south of us and a high pressure center is going to be building in. So we have a great day in store. We're going to have the clouds that are lingering this morning starting to clear. 63 degrees right now and dew points still in the low 60s, but those dew points are going to be dropping. So still above average, sunny and warm, but it's going to be more comfortable as you get outside.
As we mentioned, that curfew in many places across the metro has expired, many hoping it's the final night of curfews.
Now we have team coverage this morning tracking the latest overnight. Let's toss things over to Ellery, who's looking into an investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department.
Yeah, so Gia, this is going to go far beyond the death of George Floyd because in this investigation, the state is going to look into MPD, a 10-year period looking for any discriminatory practices within its policies and its training. Now, the Minnesota Department of Human Rights filed a civil rights charge against MPD. The state's Human Rights Commissioner says this will not be a task force that just writes a report that sits on the shelf. The end goal is to bring change to the state's largest police department, even if it takes a court order.
We know that this is systemic, not just in Minneapolis and Minnesota, but it needs to start somewhere. It needs to start where we know things happen.
I welcome the investigation from the state of Minnesota because we need help.
Minneapolis City Council members are supporting this move because they say Police Chief Medaria Arredondo needs help after struggling to implement changes within a culture that's resistant to change. Now, Chief Arredondo released a statement saying, quote, "With the assistance of the State Human Rights Commission, we can take an honest examination at systemic barriers that have prevented us from reaching our greatest potential for those we serve." Now, also, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan is calling on lawmakers to pass laws right here at the Capitol, you see behind me, pass those laws to prevent these deadly encounters with police.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people right now feeling like this is welcome. Ellery, thank you. Despite the investigation, there's mounting frustration that 3 of the fired officers at the scene of George Floyd's death have not yet been criminally charged. Donald Williams is still haunted by that night. He was there as Floyd was being killed.
Panting for his life, asking for forgiveness, calling for his mom, saying he can't breathe. I was like in a twilight zone. It was like something that was unreal.
Well, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter after kneeling on Floyd's neck for close to 9 minutes. Attorney General Keith Ellison is now leading the case and has declined to give any timeline if and when the other officers could be charged.
Much of the anger directed at police in Minneapolis has been simmering for years, with members of the community saying the department hasn't done enough to crack down on excessive force. Our investigative team found citizen complaints almost never lead to discipline. KARE 11 obtained police complaint data from the city, which shows officers are almost never disciplined. Of nearly 1,500 actionable complaints since 2015, just 29 resulted in discipline against officers. That's just 2%. By the city's definition, discipline can include just a written reprimand. 5 complaints resulted in officers being fired. A spokesman for the city defended the numbers, saying some of those complaints were for minor offenses like speeding, which aren't eligible for discipline and instead referred to coaching. However, when we looked deeper, we found not even officers with multiple complaints face discipline. Documents show Derek Chauvin, who was charged with George Floyd's murder, had 17 prior complaints in his career, just 1 resulting in a reprimand. That was back in 2007. In just the past 8 years, 5 officers had 16 or more complaints against them. None were disciplined. We talked with David Harris, a national expert on police discipline. He says Minneapolis's discipline numbers are low, and maybe this is a missed opportunity to weed out the bad cops.
If they wanted to improve who they are and what they do, the way they serve people, they would be finding a larger number of complaints sustained. We know that this is a hard job. We know that it can be dangerous at times, but we also know that not everybody belongs in it.
We reached out to the Minneapolis Police Officers Federation for comment. They did not respond.
Among the unrest, there's moments of understanding, like these images where police join protesters. But their movement for justice is finding itself swept up in violent, destructive groups that have ignited chaos in cities across the country. Kai Edwards is tracking developments from D.C. and other major cities nationwide. Good morning.
Good morning, Gia. In D.C., protests ran late into the night despite a 7 p.m. curfew. Protesters left the area peacefully early this morning, but there were some tense moments overnight beforehand. At around 9 o'clock last night, some people started throwing bottles at Metro Police, but that did subside quickly. Now, this was the second night in a row protesters broke curfew, and crowds were much larger this time. We're told some people were motivated to show up after watching police use chemical irritants to clear the way for President Trump on Monday to visit a historic church and pose for pictures holding a Bible. On Twitter, the president accused Monday's protesters of setting a small church fire the night before. Many of his allies are steering clear of the subject.
Is that your Bible?
It was an abuse of the spiritual tools and symbols.
Was clearing the protesters an abuse of power?
Meanwhile, in Portland, Oregon, thousands of people marched last night to the Burnside Bridge and laid face down in honor of George Floyd. And then they marched back to the downtown area, and that's where we're told police used tear gas and flash grenades to break up a small group who had become violent. No word on an official count of arrests.
Still a lot of unrest across the entire country. It's been 9 days since George Floyd was murdered. This morning, the memory of him is still alive on 38th and Chicago. Jennifer Austin joins us now from there. Jennifer, what are you seeing this morning?
Yeah, hey, good morning, Chris. There are still a lot of people out here, a lot of people who've spent the night here. This is the flowers, the messages, the notes that people have been leaving here over the past few days are still intact despite the rain we had yesterday. People were putting tarps over them to protect them. We've been out here now 3 mornings in a row, and people keep telling me that they really view this as a sanctuary. It's peaceful here. The police let people stay here overnight despite there being a curfew. And each morning that we've come out, this memorial has really grown. I want to show you this behind me, this portrait of George Floyd that was added at some point yesterday. Another thing we're seeing is people will come out here and bring food. Not too long ago, they were just handing out breakfast sandwiches for the people who had stayed overnight. This week, we also saw George Floyd's brother came here. He visited the spot where George died and then spoke to the crowd about getting justice. So also at this memorial, you'll see pictures of George with his 6-year-old daughter, Gianna. Gianna's mother, spoke to reporters yesterday about what a good father George Floyd was and what it'll mean for her daughter now that he's gone. And we're going to talk more about that coming up in the next half hour, Chris.
That was very emotional. 24/7 support for George Floyd. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Alicia, what are the sunrise?
Well, hundreds of you talking about this next story online, Chris. The Minneapolis Public School Board announced that they're cutting all ties with the Minneapolis Police Department in the wake of George Floyd's killing. And the board voted yesterday unanimously to terminate their contract with the department, which provides school resource officers to the schools. According to NPR News, the district's current budget puts over $1 million towards funding 11 school resource officers in the district's buildings. Board Chair Kim Ellison said she can no longer trust the department's values. Her statement read in part, "We must take all actions within our power to stop systems of oppression." And Minneapolis School Superintendent Ed Graff says, "My leadership team and I are committed to preparing a plan that will support the safety of MPS students and staff in the coming school year by the board's resolution August 18th, 2020 deadline. Now, this move comes after just a week ago from today, the U of M also decided to cut ties with the police department, and they will no longer employ officers to be at sporting events, concerts, and at ceremonies. Now, school board members have been saying they've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of calls from worried parents saying that they don't feel safe having their kids at the school when police officers are present. And the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers also wanted the district to cut ties with the department. And Chris, I was going through a lot of the comments, and a lot of people are concerned as to, well, who's going to protect the students and the staff now. And again, we're going to find out come August what the school plans to do. Private security, though, it tends to be pretty pricey.
Yeah, sure does. But that's one thing the Minneapolis School District has to figure out. Thanks, Alicia.
Tracy, let's get to you with our One Thing weather.
It's going to be a great day, a nice day after all those strong to severe thunderstorms yesterday. So get out there and enjoy 85, so still above average, but more comfortable air in place.
And we had a stalled vehicle along the stretch of 494 at Penn Avenue. Looks like it cleared out of the way. Traffic pretty light here, though, on this Wednesday morning. Seen mostly green here across the metro.
False stories about protests against racial injustice are making their rounds on social media. How you can be proactive in stopping the spread of misinformation.
Then the killing of George Floyd and the unrest following can be difficult to break down to your kids. Tips on how to engage them in the conversation about racial injustice.
Plus, keeping the black community healthy in the Twin Cities. Meet the Metro small business owner with that goal and hear her message to businesses devastated by recent riots.